join me and let's worship together. My heart can sing when I pause to remember our heartache here is but a stepping stone. Our heartache here is but a stepping stone along the trail that's winding always upward. This troubled world is not my final home, but until then my heart will go on singing. Until then, with joy I'll carry on. Until the day my eyes behold that city. Until the day God calls me home. But until then, my heart will go on singing. Until then, with joy I'll carry on. Until the day my eyes behold that city. Until the day God calls me home. The things of earth will lose and lose their value if we recall they're borrowed for a while, and things of earth that cause my heart to tremble. This final world is not my final home, but until then my heart will go on singing. Until then, with joy I'll carry on. Until the day my eyes behold that city. Until the day God calls me home. But until then my heart will go on singing. Until then, with joy I'll carry on. Until the day my eyes behold that city. Until the day God calls me home. So the next song I'm singing is a God song. So wherever you find yourself, just be in the spirit and be blessed. Yesu no ndio boni eke o yeka eshiwo ano ndio le boni eke Yesu
What a powerful start to the show. Don't you agree, Dede?
Beautiful one. Spirit-filled performance by Enilabi. Thank you so much for helping us start off this morning's Sunday breakfast show on a soft
Channel
note.
1 TV. Yes, on a very, very nice soft note, spirit-filled. We'll definitely speak to him some more, but you're welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's a nice Sunday morning, beautiful Sunday morning, bright and early. I am Edo Safo.
And I am Dede Davis.
Great. You can find me across social media platforms, Eno_S.
And you can find me across social media platforms, Dede_Davis. You're part of the show, and so don't forget to send in your messages, your birthday wishes even, to the WhatsApp number 020-444-7033, 020-444-7033, and we will get to read it right here on the show. Now, let's check out our weather forecast. An 18-hour forecast valid for Ghana from 6 a.m. today, the second day of August 2026. And the weather over the country is expected to be predominantly cloudy across the entire country for much of the day. However, the early hours of the morning are expected to be dominated by misty or foggy conditions over the forest and hilly areas, as well as portions of the coastal line. Meanwhile, intermittent slight rain or drizzle exists for some parts of the coast and the middle sector this morning and during the afternoon hours, whilst isolated thunderstorms or rain are likely to affect parts of the northern and transition belts later into the evening, and the state of the sea is rough. So do stay safe out there. You can also follow the Ghana Meteorological Agency on TikTok, YouTube, X, Facebook for all the weather updates you may need. Alternatively, you can download the weather updates app on Play Store or Google Store and stay updated accordingly. All right. We're still saying thank you so much to our exhibitors, our sponsors, patrons who made it to the Northern Business Fair last week, Saturday and Sunday. From us here at Channel 1 TV and CT 97.3 FM, we're saying thank you for helping us make this biggest fair in the Northern region a huge success. And so, yes, thank you. And we hope to see you next year, bigger, better. And thank you to our sponsors, EcoBank, National Petroleum Authority, the Ghana Export Promotions Authority, North Shore Apparel GH, and SIC Insurance PLC. Thank you so much for coming on board. See you next year.
Talking about fairs, the This is Ghana exhibition is coming up last weekend in August. You definitely don't want to miss that. So all exhibitors, we're calling on all exhibitors who feel that your made in Ghana goods are up to par. Even if it's not up to par, you can still come and you can learn from exhibitors, you can network, you can get to know people, you can meet us. So from automobiles to the food industry to skincare to, you know, innovative tech, whatever, schools, call the number 0205 973 973 or 0558 973 973. The numbers again 0205 973 973 or 0558 973 973. It's happening 29th and 30th August 2026 at the IFWA Sutherland Children's Park, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. Entry is absolutely free. Come. I would love to meet all of you. Come, let's have fun. Powered by Channel 1 TV, City 97.3 FM, and our amazing sponsors, MTN, as well as EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. But like we always say, we're asking for more sponsors, we're asking for more exhibitors. So do call us on those numbers and we'll definitely love to meet you.
All right. And if you're looking for your next car, if you're a family looking for the next family car, then you should be at the Auto Sale and Expo 2026 happening from the 13th to the 14th of August 2026 at the Zondatech showroom in Jowlu from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily. So it's an expo where you get to discover the full range of Zondatech automobiles designed to deliver power, efficiency, and durability on every road. So don't worry about the potholes that we have in Ghana. Just make it to the Auto Sale and Expo on 13th and 14th, and you might be driving home your new beautiful car. For more information, you can call 0205 973 973 0205 973 973. And
if you missed that Zonda interview on CBS, go on YouTube and go and search for that CBS interview that Zonda had. I believe on Friday, because all the are all in that interview. Yeah. Like I said yesterday, I heard something that if you receive some amount of salary, let me whet their appetite. If you receive a certain amount in your salaried account, then you can be entitled to some goodies or some package from Zonda. So go listen to that interview and then you make your way to the Auto Expo, because Trust me, you'll definitely find something. There'll definitely be a package for you. And so definitely do join us at the Auto Sale and Expo. It would be lovely to meet all of you.
Yeah.
Good time to do our news review?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
All right. Starting with channel1newsonline.com. Some of the stories you find there. TOR could supply cheaper fuel if it pays for local crude in cities. Also, NACOC rates KTUC SRC week event, arrests 10 over alleged cannabis trade. Treats KNUST VC role as sacred trust, not privilege. That's Asante Hine to the new Vice Chancellor. Takes Sedina Tamaklo case to court, not the streets, Alex Aban tells NPP. Law is law, cannot resolve politically sensitive cases. That's Adom Otri, host of Good Evening Ghana. Farmers' resistance affecting African swine fever surveillance. That's a veterinary director saying that there. OSP can achieve autonomy through cooperation with the AG. Justice Abdullahi saying that there. Sedina Tamaklo acquittal fuels perception of political interference. That's Adomotri again. WAM Municipal Hospital faces mounting debt, aging infrastructure. OSP was never meant to have absolute independence. That's Alex Aban saying that. Armed robbers attack VIP buses on major highways. 5 injured. That's unfortunate. The National Peace Council urges Dagbon to unite behind Regent. Ghana Boundary Commission calls for stronger border security collaboration. In some trending stories, Tudu traders fined, goods seized for violating sanitation directive. And those are some of the stories on channel1newsonline.com.
CityNewsroom.com. On that portal, the big story: stop undermining judiciary over court rulings. Alex Aban to NPP NDC. Other top stories: something good and useful is happening at TOR, and that's according to Duncan Amwa. Mahama directs TOR to develop expansion plan for 100,000 barrels per day. Mahama commissions refurbished Tema oil refinery. 10 arrested over alleged cannabis peddling on KTU campus. And recruitment: medically cleared applicants still under consideration, according to the Ghana Police Service. And GRDA raises alarm over railway safety after train kills 6 goats on the Tema Mpakadan line. Sedina Tamaklo ruling legally sound, according to Justice Abdullahi. And what if we get a bad president? Dr. Santiotri opposes 5-year presidential term. Let OSP prosecute independently, but reports to AG. Alex Aban is advocating, and the police have arrested 2 over viral video of 12-year-old driving articulated truck. And Professor Christian Ijara takes over as KNUST's 13th Vice Chancellor.
All right, I'm on Ghana News Agency. Some of the stories you find there. Court adjourns AG stay bid in ex-Maslock CEO case. Speaker assures Chief Imam of Parliament reconsideration of anti-LGBT kill bill before rising. We also have Court of Appeal acquits convicted Sedina Tamaklo. GIPA calls for infrastructure expansion to address post-harvest losses. Victor Beho belonged to a rare class of nation builders. That's President Mahama saying that. President Mahama commissions refurbished Tema Oil Refinery. And then 297 GAF personnel receive flood relief. Mahama leads nation in bidding farewell to James Victor Beho. And then President Mahama presents compensation packages to children of helicopter crash victims. And those are some of the stories on the Ghana News Agency.com.
Let's go to graphiconline.com. Graphiconline.com. Some of the stories you'll find on that portal. Police arrest 2 over viral video of 12-year-old driving articulated truck. Police recruitment: no final decision yet on medically cleared applicants. And an accident happened on the Commander Highway where 2 died and 8 were injured. NACOC okays 2 to produce cannabis strictly for medicinal use. Ghana Medical Trust Fund donates container of medical supplies to prisons service. And 521 entrepreneurs receive support to boost businesses in Northern Region. Healthcare technology must not replace human touch. College of Physicians advocates. An eldest son of late Yana and skinned as Dagbon Regent. He'll oversee final funeral rites, succession process. President Mahama urges calm in the selection of a new overlord. And there's a story of how Christo Asafo mourned Apostle Kojo Safo. And mangroves take root in Adar West as they take steps to restore nature. Those are some of the stories on Graphic Online.
All right, let's check out what's happening on the international front on BBC. Trump says he's canceling strikes on Iran subject to deal being made rapidly. 3 killed after bomb detonated at Moscow restaurant, state media says. How Spain's migrant crisis created a political storm whipped up by social media. Young guns for hire, the teenage hitman recruited to kill across Europe. How Australia combines modern tech and indigenous knowledge to fight wildfires. And a bruising 24 hours. What next for FIFA and under pressure Infantino? And those are some of the stories on BBC or BBC.com. All right. And a good time to delve into some of the stories.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm on channel1newsonline.com, and this story says NACOC raids KTU SRC week event, arrest 10 over alleged cannabis trade. The Narcotics Control Commission, NACOC, has arrested 10 people for their alleged involvement in the sale of cannabis and cannabis-infused beverages at Koforidua Technical University in the Eastern Region. The suspects, comprising 9 males and 1 female, were arrested on Friday night during the University Students' Representative Council Week celebrations following an intelligence-led operation by NACOC officers. According to the Commission, the operation was launched after it received intelligence about suspected drug-related activities on campus. During the raid, officers seized quantities of suspected cannabis and several food and drink products believed to have been infused with the narcotic. The items recovered included wraps of suspected cannabis, cups of abele ice cream, bottles of pineapple juice, sobolo, fresh palm wine, and other beverages allegedly prepared for distribution during the celebrations. NACOC said preliminary field tests conducted on the seized exhibits confirmed the presence of cannabis, reinforcing suspicions that the products were being distributed to revelers at the event. The commission said the suspects are assisting with investigations as it works to establish the full scope of the alleged operation and identify other persons who may be connected to it. NACOC reaffirmed its commitment to protecting educational institutions from drug-related activities and urged students and the public to report suspicious activities to the appropriate authorities. And that is what happened at the KTU, Koforidua Technical University, where some 10 persons have been arrested in connection to an alleged involvement in the sale of cannabis-infused beverages. And I don't think this is an isolated case.
No.
It happens across most of the campuses in Ghana. And so if NACOC has started this, they should continue and keep eyes on the various campuses and make sure that this thing doesn't spread wide for it to become uncontrollable. So
it's not just the campuses, to be honest. Most of these pubs have these types of infused drinks.
cookies and all of that.
Well, now you're adding to the list, but the infused drinks, a lot of these pubs have it, and so they should extend it to these pubs.
Right,
yeah, to
right.
not just
I
the
agree.
campuses, but extension into the pubs. I understand maybe why they're starting from campuses, because yes, you're still young, you're going to try and get an education, and then all of this is hampering you. But in the pubs, I'm giving you a tip. In the pubs, most of the pubs, they're definitely selling some of these infused drinks. And so, yeah, Nakok, that's a tip to you.
A lot of work to
Since
do.
you've started, continue. And I'm sure that hopefully we can get rid of all of these things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any story you want to touch on?
citynewsroom.com. The big story there was stop undermining judiciary over court rulings. Alex Aban to both the NPP and the NDC, and this is coming on the back of the acquittal of Sedina Tamaklo. And a bit of the story, former Gomwa West Member of Parliament, Alexander Aban, has cautioned political actors against undermining public confidence in Ghana's judiciary through their comments on court decisions. According to him, the tendency by politicians to criticize or praise the judiciary based on whether rulings favor their interests risks weakening the credibility of the justice system. Speaking on the big issue on Saturday, August 1, Aban said politicians must be measured in their public commentary on judicial matters to prevent Guineans from losing faith in the courts. He argued that political parties have, at different times, contributed to the perception that the judiciary is influenced by political considerations, depending on whether they are in government or opposition. He noted that while one party may defend the judiciary when a decision favors it, the same party may later criticize the institution when the outcome is unfavorable. And yes, like I said, his comments follow the NPP criticizing the Court of Appeal's decision to acquit and discharge former Microfinance and Small Loan Center Chief Executive Officer Sedina Christine Tamaklo Ationu. And if you remember, that appeal was overturned on Thursday, and everybody went mayhem. NPP said it's not the right decision. NDC extremely excited. Everybody's saying their own thing, and so according to the former Goma West MP, they should be circumspect in some of the things they say, because public perception of the courts is very, very, very important, very key. Once the public forms a perception that the courts are not, should I say, balanced or fair, that sticks. And so even if you have a case in your mind, whether I take my case to court or not, it won't work out. And so, yeah. That is what the former Goma West MP is saying, and I kind of agree with him. Any stories?
Yeah, I saw something here. Police arrest two over viral video of 12-year-old driving articulated truck. How? The Ghana Police Service has arrested a 12-year-old boy and a 34-year-old man suspected to be the driver of an articulated truck after a viral video showed a minor driving the heavy-duty vehicle. The two suspects were arrested following public concerns over the video, which showed the child allegedly behind the wheel of the truck, raising questions about road safety and the enforcement of regulations governing the use of motor vehicles. This is on City Newsroom. The police said the suspects are currently in custody of the Central Motor Traffic and Transport Department in Accra, assisting with investigations. In a Facebook post on Saturday, August 1, the police service cautioned parents and guardians and vehicle owners against allowing minors or unlicensed persons to operate motor vehicles, particularly heavy-duty trucks. And I don't know what a 12-year-old, what business you have with moving a heavy-duty truck.
Or any vehicle
or
for that matter.
Any vehicle for that matter. And it goes back, it reminds me of, I don't want us to be reminded of pain, but it reminds me of the East Legon accident. Same thing, a young child gets behind the wheels, decides to drive at a rate that, oh my goodness, and he ended up killing several people. So I don't know why a 12-year-old child, that goes back to what parents are doing. I think in parenting, most of the time we've lost track of monitoring these children and knowing what their activities are about in the day. Because if a 12-year-old child, what business do you have driving a truck? What business do you have driving a truck? And this could have ended up, with a sad news. Someone could have been knocked down. You could have run into a building. Anything could have happened. So yes, if the police has arrested them, they should punish them. Maybe some community work would do, and then to serve as a deterrent for other children to also not take the same route.
I agree with you. Of all the vehicles to even attempt to teach a child, a 12-year-old child, according to our laws, cannot drive a vehicle. I think until you are 18, you should not even sit behind the steering wheel. I don't know what the father was thinking, or if it's an uncle or whatever. But yes, I'm glad that the police are on top. It seems that anytime there's a viral video that's
the police just
jump on it, and kudos to the Ghana Police Service for that. You're doing an amazing job, and we'll definitely see to the bottom of this, because they can't just go scot-free. And this should serve as a deterrent to other people. And these are some of the things that happen on our roads. Like I was saying yesterday, somebody is a driver. He'll hand over his car to his mate who has no prior experience as to how to drive. And then these accidents or minor things that could have prevented happen. And we're happy that the police have done this. And then we hope that, there'll be no more. Any other stories, Dede?
Yeah, there's a story here. Wa Municipal Hospital, very critical. The Wa Municipal Hospital faces mounting debt, aging infrastructure. This is on channel1newsonline.com, and this story is written by Martina Masonu-Zabok. The medical superintendent of the Wa Municipal Hospital, Dr. Bukari Zakari, has raised concerns over the deteriorating state of the facility, warning that aging infrastructure, obsolete medical equipment, and mounting debts are threatening healthcare delivery at one of the Upper West Region's busiest hospitals. Speaking during a visit by a delegation from the Wa Nas Palace, Dr. Zakari said the hospital, established in 1917, continues to provide specialized and referral services despite being downgraded from a regional to a municipal hospital 6 years ago. Dr. Zakari explained that the downgrade had affected the hospital's finances, as reimbursement rates under the National Health Insurance Scheme are lower for municipal hospitals compared with regional hospitals. The medical superintendent disclosed that more than 20% of the hospital's internally generated funds are spent on casual staff above the recommended threshold, while outstanding legal claims and unpaid debts continue to pose financial risk. He appealed to the Ministry of Health, the Ghana Health Service, development partners, traditional authorities, philanthropists, and corporate organizations to support efforts to rehabilitate the facility and replace obsolete equipment. And the story goes on and on. He linked the situation to abandoning an old girlfriend for a new one, stressing that the century-old facility remains an important healthcare provider for thousands of residents. Health. And it looks like a health sector, every time there are issues popping up. This one has to do with infrastructure and aging infrastructure for a hospital that was built in 1917 and 2026. They are still struggling with infrastructure challenges. It's a call for concern. It's something that Health Minister Kwabena Kando, you should take charge and deal with this once and for all. They need a lot of help with their equipment. They have mounting debts. And so, yeah, you should try and deal with it. I don't know if you have something to say about that.
Why? Because I'm a
You
health
are
correspondent.
health correspondent, yeah.
Oh,
And
well, I
yeah.
think the story says a lot about it. I can bet you that most hospitals up north, where you go further north, where you move away basically from the capitals, most of these hospitals do not have adequate infrastructure. And so it affects healthcare delivery in almost all of these facilities. One of the stories that we're working on is maternal giving birth in such rural places where they need some critical medicine that will prevent bleeding should it happen. Most of these hospitals don't have it. There was CHIPS compound built to augment, but Charlie, it didn't happen. So yes, like you're called to the health minister. I'm sure they'll draw their attention and they'll take their attention there. But before we leave, end this, Shatta Wale's Shatta Fest was supposed to happen in the UK, and this story just popped up on citynewsroom.com. And the title is "Nothing is More Important Than Safety: Shatta Wale's Management on Shatta Fest UK Cancellation." So, a bit of the story. The management of Ghanaian dancehall artist Shatta Wale has expressed profound sorrow following the cancellation of Shatta Fest UK after a crowd crash outside the event venue in London reportedly left several people injured and sparked fears of fatalities. In a statement released after the incident, the management described the events as heartbreaking and said the decision to cancel the concert was taken because the safety and well-being of patrons had become the overriding priority. Management said it was deeply saddened by reports of injuries and the alleged loss of lives, but noted that it was awaiting official confirmation from the relevant authorities regarding the full circumstances of the incident. The statement also stressed that Shatta Wale's performances have always been centered on bringing joy to his fans, making the unfortunate turn of events particularly devastating for the artist and his team. They have also appealed to the public and the media to refrain from speculation while investigations continue, urging everyone to rely only on verified information released by the authorities. The management has, however, assured that Shatta Wale and the Shatta movement would cooperate fully with investigators and event partners to establish what led to that unfortunate incident. Shatta Fest UK, also known as Ghana Party in the Park, was called off on Saturday after police halted activities at Copt Hall playing fields in London following a crowd crush outside the venue. And reports from the scene indicate that authorities intervened after the venue exceeded its approved capacity, resulting, in severe overcrowding at one of the entrances and triggering a stampede that left several attendees injured. And they're expected to continue investigations to determine the exact circumstances surrounding the incident. As of now, we haven't been told whether that would be rescheduled or because people do have tickets for that. But I'm sure Shatta Wale will come up with something. He always does. He always comes up with something.
And shockingly, Stonebwoy tweeted, he says, this is definitely not the kind of news any event organizer, artist, fan, or promoter of Ghana music agenda wants to hear. Our hearts go out to all of those affected. So maybe
good job, Stonebwoy.
Yeah, good job.
I know people would be like, so what, but a very good job to him that he has at least tweeted about this, because yes, definitely nobody wants to have to stop their event or hear that some of his fans are injured because of a stampede outside. I mean, knowing who Shatta is, or Shatta is, I feel like the event managers could have done better. Maybe the place was too small, or maybe it wasn't. They need to find a way to either redo the event, find a bigger venue, because Shatta Wale's fans are
all over. Shatta
Wale's fans are a lot. Not just Ghanaians, other nationalities certainly love Shatta Wale. So yes, definitely.
And I'm sure in organizing the UK edition, he had a certain number in mind, but from the videos we saw, looks like the number exceeded.
No, see, even when he organizes an event here in Ghana, the last event that was at the Independence Square, they were there till like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
The crowd was massive. So in no way could you tell me that you're expecting this number of people at a Shatta Wale? You can't account for the number of people that will come to a Shatta Wale event. So definitely they need to find a bigger venue because Shatta is a force, yes.
Yeah.
You may choose to like him or choose not to, but yes, he has proven time and time without number that he's a force to reckon with. Alrighty, so it's time. We're going back to Annie Lobby, our amazing gospel musician who started the show, so that we can, you know, be serenaded some more with some gospel music. And after that, we'll have a conversation with him to find out what the journey has been like.
And it's close now than it's ever been. I can almost hear the trumpet as Gabriel sounds the chord at the midnight cry. We'll be going home when Jesus steps out on the clouds to call his children. The dead in Christ will rise to meet him in the air, and then those that remain will be quickly changed at the midnight's cry when Jesus comes again. I look around me, I see prophecies fulfilling. Oh, and signs of the time, they're appearing everywhere. I can almost hear my Father as he said, "Son, go get my children." At the midnight cry, the bride of Christ will rise when Jesus steps out on the clouds to call his children. when Jesus comes again. Hallelujah. Jesus steps out on the clouds to call his children. The dead in Christ will rise to meet him in the air. And then those that remain will be quickly changed at the midnight cry. When Jesus comes again, oh yes, he will come again. Oh, at the midnight cry. When Jesus comes again, hallelujah, he's coming again. When Jesus comes again. God and God alone created all these things we call our home. From the mighty to the small, the glory in them all are God's and God's alone. God and God alone reveals the truth of all we call unknown. And the best and worst of men won't ever change the Master's plan. For God and God alone, God and God alone is fit to take the universe as a throne. Let everything that lives reserve his truest praise. For God and God alone, to God be the glory. To God be the glory. To God be the glory for the things he has done. With his blood he has saved me. With his power he has raised me. To God be the glory for the things he has done. For the things, so many things, oh Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the works thy hands have made, and I see the pretty stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe display. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul to God and God alone. His feet to take the universe are strong. Let everything that lives reserve its truest praise for God and God alone.
Right, and you join us
right.
right here. Let's have a conversation. You can bring it. Yes.
How great thou art. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
That was a beautiful one.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing great by the grace of God.
You started music at the age of 10.
Yeah. Very
So
young.
before the age of 10, what were your dreams?
I don't think I remember what my dreams were. But before the age of 10, I'm probably sure I was just living life.
Okay.
But at the age of 10, I started to realize that, okay, I had the calling because as a 10, I was singing with my uncles
Okay.
in an a cappella group. So the training was there, no instrumental. So the ears have been sharp since then. So yeah, so right from the age of 10, I've been doing music.
How has the journey been?
The journey has been smooth
Rough.
and rough. Exactly, it hasn't been smooth throughout. There has been some challenges. I am a full-time banker and a part-time musician, and so it's
That's
not
a lot.
It's a lot,
Banking
and
is
also
equally demanding.
I tell you,
Yeah.
and then also being a family man,
Mhm.
and I also I'm a vocal coach, which I do on the side as well. So it's not just music. I do I'm a vocal coach. I'm also a songwriter and also a composer as well. So it's just a combination of the two. Yeah.
Talking about your songwriting and your composing, how does God drop songs into your heart?
Thanks for the question. I like that. The songs I sing has been through my life journey. Some of them are through real experiences, and some of the songs I write are testimonies.
Right.
And sometimes I sleep, dream singing the song.
Wow.
I record them, go back to sleep,
Oh.
and then I
You
wake up
to
again.
record it. I like
Exactly.
that.
Because I know if I don't record it and I wake up, I
forget.
probably will
You
forget.
forget.
So yeah, and sometimes you're in the bathroom when you're singing.
You sing
It
it.
happens to a lot of musicians.
You released Brafie
Yes,
in 2016.
exactly.
Take us through what went into that.
Brefie. So Brefie was after I went for Stars of Future. I came back and I was having gigs here and there, and some were not, putting me in the gospel spotlight. It was more of secular, and I told myself, okay, I think after this reality show, I'm beginning to drift a bit off. So I needed to, come back home. And so that was the inspiration behind Brefie. I wrote Brefie, knowing that I'm not the only one in that situation. So that message wasn't probably just for only me. It was for also people, backsliding from their faith, or backsliding from what the gospel is asking them to do, because there are lots of people out there who have the calling,
Right.
but sometimes you find yourself doing other things. Exactly, and then you're lost in the whole space. So Brefie is actually a song that inspires the young ones to always remember where they come from. God's house.
God's
Give
house
us a line or
indeed.
two.
He says, Onyami ba sambrefie ukoya che. He's calling you. Come to him. It's been so long. Only found a dream to now
Love it, love it, love it. Pray
Wow.
more, fearless,
Yes.
and live
Live
better. Are those
better.
words that you live by?
Yes.
How
those are
did-
my mantras.
How is your mantra?
Yeah.
Tell us more about that.
So, pray more. It actually comes from my favorite Bible verse that says, thy word is a light unto my lamp, and is a lamp unto my feet,
Yeah.
and a light unto my path. And if you don't pray, you miss the connection you have with God. The word is what would be what the lamp, and then the understanding and living by the word will be a light. So if you're not praying,
Mm-hmm.
you realize that you find yourself in situations where you fear. I mean, in anything you panic. But if you pray more and you fear less and you live right, it helps as a guide in always, having a connection with Christ so that you don't drift away, because in Christ you have everything. In
Right.
Christ you can never be lost.
You said you went to Stars of the Future.
Yes.
Did that in any way help you realize that, no, this is actually what I want to do?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did, because at a point I felt like I was doing nothing. After secondary school, I felt I was doing nothing. I'm like, okay, I need to at least, if I'm not getting any job at all, follow the passion, because the passion will bring you closer to, people. It will let you open doors for you. So going on to that show, I mean, open doors for me. Like I said, it opened so bigger doors for me. I felt like, okay, I was, going too far.
You're going away.
Yeah.
Now, you've worked with quite a number of people.
Yeah.
Our very own Ace Ankoma,
Yes.
Zap Mallet,
Yes.
Sherifa Gunu,
Yeah.
Kwame Yeboah,
Yes. Tego Sisters.
Tego Sisters. What was it like? What was the experience like working with people like Kwame Yeboah, Ace Ankoma, Zap Mallet?
These names are quite huge names, and they have the experience.
Yeah.
And so working with them kind of influences me a lot, because there were a lot of things I didn't understand. But following them, I realized that, okay, it's not just about just one music. I can give you a typical example. Tego Sisters had this recording. They had gone to about 2 studios to record, but they weren't satisfied with the outcome. And so where I met them was the final place where they liked the outcome. So that was how I, got into an interaction with them. And that taught me a lot. It taught me that good things that take time. It doesn't just come and then that's it, and then you hit. Good things do take time. So as a matter of fact, my experience with these people, Ace Ankoma, Sherifa Gunu, yes. Sherifa Gunu is more of a secular person, but because exactly, she's more of a secular person, but because I was working with in a studio with Oshobo.
Okay.
And he would call us to, is a contract, or he would call us to put the songs together.
Okay.
And so that gave me the experience, in putting songs together and then writing songs, and then they come and then, they put their voices on it. So that experience has not only, given me the exposure to only, the gospel aspect. So I added her because, that gave me a lot of experience. The Tego Sisters, and I think
Zap Mallet.
Zap Mallet, because I was with him on Stars of the Future, right after my Stars of the Future experience. He offered to record me, and so yes, I went to him and I did quite a lot of jingles for radio stations, but that's how I would say the experience has brought me.
After working with all of these greats, I don't think there's anybody else on the list
know,
that you
right?
want to work with. Or are there?
Well, yeah, there are. I mean,
Tell us
I'm looking
about
forward to working with Joe Metal.
Okay.
Okay.
Because he kind of inspires some of
Mm.
us in the journey he's done, and emoji, the
Mhm.
emojis as well. Yeah,
Mm.
I've already had an experience with New Kind.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes, but I'm looking forward to more. I mean, the dream doesn't just end here.
Of course not.
So what's the future looking like for Enilabi?
Yeah, so I just released a new single on my birthday, the 15th of July.
Oh, you're a July born. Go
yes.
you.
Not broken.
Yes. No, Not Broken was released in 2006.
Okay.
2016.
2016.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the latest one was released just on my birthday. It says the title. What in Ukraine? I just released it recently. So I released that one.
If you sing it, maybe
Maybe
the
you
title
would
will come.
remember.
Okay. Can you play? Can you give me the intro? I don't worry like I used to. I
Okay.
don't feel like before. I've been resting in your promise. You're the one I trust, Lord. Every time I hear your name, you remind me you're in control. My heart is at peace. That's the title.
My heart is at peace.
Yes, heart at peace.
Heart at peace.
Yes.
How heart at peace?
So
Is it your heart or our hearts should also be at peace?
anyone in connection with the song. So if you're in connection with the song, you can relate that
Right.
indeed your heart is happy. So the future is me coming out with more songs. I have about 2 songs in the studio, not done yet. I'll be shooting a video for Heart at Peace, and which I'll be releasing as well. So there's quite a lot coming. So I just entreat followers and viewers to follow me, and then you'll be able to get all these updates.
How do we follow you?
Enilabi
Mm-hmm.
on all the social media platforms. Enilabi on YouTube, Enilabi on Instagram, Enilabi on Facebook, Enilabi on Twitter. Like the names are,
Yeah, across all the
digital
streaming
platforms,
platforms and all
exactly.
the digital platforms.
Exactly.
Nice. I love that. I see you have a Ga medley as well.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So the Ga medley, I did that earlier before coming here. That was a rearrangement
Okay.
of our popular Ga hymns. And so as an Adventist, I also decided to go into. My mom is Ga, so that's where I took the inspiration from. I decided to do a little bit, Ga hymns medley, and so far the response has been very good. They're even asking for more.
What's the correlation between Adventist and a cappella? It's like copy and paste. We're always together.
Yeah.
Is it something that the church teaches, or it's just?
It's actually because we do more vocals singing. So whether there is keyboard or not,
we still
sing, and we sing in parts. So you come to church and a typical congregation is singing in parts, and you feel like it is a choir rehearsal. It's not a choir rehearsal. It's actually the church singing. So yeah, and it's something we do right from our young age. So we grow up and we are stuck. We are able to hold notes without going off. And any common person can sing in any part, auto especially. And for the guys, we like doing the bass.
Yeah.
So it's something that sticks with us, and we go with it.
You said you're a vocal coach. Can anybody sing? I mean, some of us, we have a voice for talking, but I don't know about singing.
Yes, anyone can sing.
Anyone can sing? You can
with a butt,
teach.
yes.
That's the one I want to hear, the butt.
Yes, anyone can sing, but you need vocal lessons, you need guidance, you need coaching, because it's not just about, sometimes you even need the talent. You ought to be talented. You see people singing, but they are not. It's like the person's just singing.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that goes into singing. You need your rhythm. You need your key. You need to know which key is good for you. You need to know whether if you have a bad. The weather counts.
Can also affect it.
If when I came here to the show, I was being told that the AC was too high, so I asked them to reduce it because I know it's going to affect us.
you.
Exactly. So as a coach, you need to know all these things. So it's not just anyone can
We've
say.
actually experienced that before. One of our artists came, she didn't ask for the AC
AC to
to
be
be put on,
turned
and
off.
it affected her voice
Ooh.
mid-performance. So at the point we had to stop
Yeah.
it, you know,
So
and
it's
call
so
her over
fun.
to have a conversation. But yes, it's been nice
Yeah.
knowing you. I see your vision and your mission, and I can tell you that you're going places. 'Cause it's
Thank
great.
you.
Prophetess
Thank
Enu.
Hey, this Sunday I'm in the spirit. I'm definitely in the spirit. You want
Thank
to
you
reach
so
people
much.
through
Yeah.
music.
Music.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then
Would you-
purpose-driven lyrical
Yeah.
content.
Purpose-driven lyrical content.
Let me
I
take
love
us
that.
back a little before we wrap up. You worked with Sherifa Gunu, who is a secular musician. Would you advise that collaboration between gospel and secular people?
Well, it depends on what the person is looking at. For me, I don't do profane songs. Secular musicians do sometimes inspirational music, and so if it's inspirational enough,
Right.
I think it's
Then
a
you
part
go
you
for
can.
it. All right. Thank you very much, Enilabi.
You're welcome.
We wish you the best,
Thank you.
and we're looking forward to hear more songs from you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. And thanks for having me too.
You're welcome.
Always a
You're
pleasure.
welcome.
You're always
a
welcome
pleasure.
back.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will come back.
Definitely.
In fact, this is my second time, so I'll
Okay.
definitely come back.
Definitely
you
do
need
come
to
back.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our artist for the day, Enilabi, giving us some good music and spirit-filled as well. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, our health segment continues.
My line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Kel Charcoal toothpaste. You're on a case and a kept one.
Mayo Pendini, and who be here, some make just a property to a mammy mouthful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so by a man is swing, and a stars of mamma so a big.
Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FD.
Verna is clean, fresh and safe. I'm holding my Verna bottle. No plastic seal, no worries. Open and hear the sound like click. That sound means it's fresh, no trick. No plastic seal, but it's still pure. Cool and clean, you can be sure. Verna leads the brighter way. What takes my doubt away? If it clicks, it's Verna. If it clicks, it's clean. Sip it, feel the difference. Verna water, pure and green. Click, open, sip. Click, open, sip. Chalet Verna. No stress, just sip. Chalet Verna, no stress, just sip.
This advert is FDA approved. Are you planning to relocate from your company office or house, whether across cities to another town or halfway around the country? You want a moving company you can depend on to get you there? Let me introduce you to Logistics Movers. We are here to help you every step of the way, from planning the move to unpacking the last box and settling into your office or home. We have the expertise, experience, and market understanding and offer fast, reliable, and professional transportation services services in Ghana. Our main thrust is to successfully move your business household items safely, on time, and hassle-free. You can call us on 0246 833 539 or 0244 342 465. You can also send us an email to info@logisticsmovers.com or check our website www.logisticsmovers.com. Why expose your company or household items to theft or damages when you are relocating if it's avoidable? Logistics Movers, we help you relocate.
Welcome back to Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV with me, Inu Safo and Dede Davis. We're going into a health segment and we're talking about acne and pimples. And I know it worries every single person. So, stay tuned. And if you have any questions, send them to the WhatsApp number 0204 447 033. 0204 447 033. We'll be having this conversation with Dr. Kalsum Zakaria Adam, and she's a public health practitioner and specialist maxillofacial surgeon. And she's going to be taking us through that all-important acne pimples topic because, Charlie, it's a very annoying thing.
Very,
Doc, how are you?
Very well, and you?
I'm good. I'm good.
How's work?
It's okay. Not bad.
It's okay,
It's
not
okay,
bad for
not
me.
bad.
Go ahead, Danya, you'll do it, right?
I know,
So,
right?
yeah. Okay. Doc, is there a difference between acne, pimples?
Yeah.
Is there a difference?
Yeah, there is a difference. So pimple is a loose word.
Okay.
So if you have a bump on the skin, people would normally say, oh, I have this bump on my skin or I have a pimple, But acne is a chronic skin condition that has pimple. So you have different stages where pimple is like a symptom of it. So you have different bumps on the face or on the skin, wherever that it's found in different parts of the body. So once you have that chronic where it recurs over a period and then it keeps coming back and you don't have complete resolution, then in that sense you call that acne, which is a medical term for that chronic skin condition that it's characterized by different parts of or different stages of the whole disease process, where we'll talk or delve into it further as the conversation unfolds. So you have so basically you have what we call the hair follicle. When you look at the skin is the largest organ in the body. Okay, because it covers almost every part of our body and it has very important functions, protective. Physically, it's able to prevent other microorganisms or even any physical assault from getting in deeper into our bodies. Okay, so if you take it simply as that's what the skin does, and it has other functions as well. It also has a thermoregulation function and what have you. So when you look at the skin, there are different parts of the skin. You have the epidermis, which is usually the outermost layer. So from the picture there, you can see it, even though this one shows all the other aspects of the acne that we are going to talk about. But when you look at it, there are layers.
Yeah.
So the first layer, we usually call it the epidermis, which is stratified. And then when you come down, you have your dermis. So your dermis is where you have your hair follicle, and then you have other aspects of the nerves, blood vessels that will nourish the skin in totality. And then you have this. So you see, when you look at that this is a hair follicle just on that side. When you look at all the way to the left side, you can see that there's this black thing where it's jutting out of the skin. Okay, so that is the hair follicle with the hair. So you have the hair there, and then you have the shaft of the hair. And then just by it, you see this yellowish outpouching. So that's yellowish outpouching is called the sebaceous gland. So what does the sebaceous gland do? The sebaceous gland basically would produce what we call sebum, which is like a lubricant. Okay, so it's an oil that would pass through the shafts of the hair and then get to the skin. So it nourishes the hair, and then it also nourishes the skin around to help in protecting its protective barrier that we spoke about earlier. So that's what happens in normal skin. But when do we have acne? We have acne when this channel is blocked. So when you have this pore being blocked, so it can be blocked by even dead skin. So you know the skin, it's able, as I mentioned, it's in layers and it sheds off, and you're supposed to clean, wash, and then that's dead skin gets out of the way. But then when it clogs the pore there, so you have either the skin blocking it, excuse me, or you have bacteria. So bacteria blocking, or even the sebum, which is the oil, blocking the whole pore system. And then it stays there, inflammation happens, and then you have a bump over the skin. And that is what we call, you have a particular pimple, or you have different stages of acne. So the different stages of acne, if we should go into it, we have something we call whiteheads. So sometimes you see when you're looking at a colleague, you notice that there's this white, you know, so that's the whitehead. Okay, and we have blackheads as well. So whitehead, blackheads are usually the mild forms of acne, where that's the forms where what you have is the blocked pore. Right. So the pore is blocked, and you can see that it's either it's opened or it's closed. So if it is closed, you have the whitehead. So you will see that the pore is closed, but then overlying the pore, you see this whitish color there. So that is it. But then when it's black, then it means that it's the pore is opened. We call them comedones. So the pore is opened, and the natural pigment, which is the melanin within the oils, would have oxidized with air and then formed the black nature that you see. Okay, so oftentimes for the white hairs and then the black hairs,
Doc,
they are
give me a minute. We have
Your health is in your hands, but at some point, it passes on to us. At Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center, we believe that quality healthcare isn't a privilege, it's a right. Equipped with cutting-edge technology, we are fully prepared to effectively deal with all colorectal and proctological conditions. Our team of highly skilled doctors, surgeons, and nurses are renowned for their expertise in minimally invasive and painless laser, ligature, and lungoproctological surgery. We are committed to providing a wide range of services to meet the diverse needs of our patients. Mintuba Hospital, your health is our priority. Visit Mintuba Hospital today or call us at 0244 581 541 or 0271 054 204. Mintuba Hospital, in to serve a peculiar health need.
Looking for everything made in Ghana, all in one place? Then get ready. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is here. A bold celebration of Ghanaian creativity, innovation, and excellence. From rich traditional crafts to modern cutting-edge solutions, experience the very best of Ghanaian products and services. Explore excellence across key sectors, including automobile, agriculture, education, health, hospitality, fashion, technology, food and beverages, creative arts, beauty, retail, and more. This is the biggest Made in Ghana fair, bringing together SMEs, startups, manufacturers, local creators, indigenous corporate bodies, entrepreneurs, and innovative businesses all under one roof. Discover brands redefining quality, connect with industry leaders and innovators, experience the energy of Ghanaian enterprise and creativity. The date is 29th and 30th of August 2026. The time is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Venue, the A4 Sutherlands Children's Park. Call 0205-973-973 or 0558-973-973 to register. Come explore, come connect, come be inspired. Discover the brands redefining Made in Ghana and experience the future of Ghanaian excellence. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is powered by Channel One TV with support from City FM. And it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank and MTN. This is Ghana Exhibition 2026, celebrating Ghana, showcasing excellence.
The Community Tracker is a parliamentary accountability project, a collaborative initiative between Channel One TV and the African Center for Parliamentary Affairs. Serving as an evidence-based project, Community Tracker documents and assesses development projects across constituencies in Ghana. The initiative includes the development of an attractive database map that identifies and tracks infrastructure projects, making information publicly available and promoting greater accountability. The program empowers communities to identify their priority development needs, monitor project implementations, and hold duty bearers accountable for the delivery of public services. It provides visibility for members of parliament who are delivering tangible development outcomes in their constituencies. Through the tracking and documentation of constituency-level projects, the program seeks to strengthen accountability in public infrastructure delivery while giving communities a meaningful voice in evaluating the impact of development interventions. The Community Tracker premieres on Channel One TV on Monday, 3rd August. Catch it every Monday at 7:30 p.m. with repeat broadcast on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. and on Saturdays at 5 p.m. only on Channel One TV.
Were you at the 2026 edition of the Back to Your Village Food Festival? If not, then join us in reliving the entire festival through the Back to Your Village Food Festival playbacks, from the food to the music and to the cultural displays. We will take you back to your village, be it a Kan, in the south, or in the northern parts of Ghana. Experience it all over again with us this August by catching all the playbacks right here on Channel One TV. And if you missed the announcement the last time, make sure you look sharp next time. The 2026 edition of the Back to Your Village Food Festival was sponsored by EcoBank, Gino, Didi Chateau, Munchie Biscuits, Everpack, National Petroleum Authority, and supported by Jibu Water and Trillium Industrial Company Limited.
Made in Ghana, you can take me to London.
This Sunday, we continue our conversation with Samuel Koku Anyidaho on the Upside Down Show for a candid conversation featuring the Mills Institute.
In fact, when he passed, a lot of propaganda that I took him in my vehicle.
Yeah.
We didn't treat him well. We took him to a children's ward.
Maternity ward.
All the story exactly.
In the bucket of a pickup. Some say it was in a taxi and all that.
So,
but what took him to the hospital?
Oh, an ambulance. Oh, yes. An ambulance. Okay. So then when I did the Tamils Institute, then after a while it became an issue. Mm-hmm. As if to say, why using the family name? Yeah. And so 2 years ago, you get tired of certain things.
Yeah. Who was the president, the late president?
He had a great sense of humor. Oh.
Is it true that, every morning when President Mills came to the office, you go around office and say, in the Mechawa? No, but I'm sure you heard that.
Of course.
Yeah. So we asked now to mean We were not there, but we had all these things,
Nothing scripted, very raw-hearty conversations. And to serenade us is the Top Strings Band. Join us at 7 p.m. prompt this Sunday only on Channel 1 TV.
All right, you're welcome back. We do apologize for that quick break, but let's go back into our conversation with Dr. We're talking about acne and pimples, and you were describing the various layers of the skin that we have, and the whitehead and the blackhead. Yeah, I think we had reached the blackheads.
Blackheads, okay. Yeah, so the blackheads is still you having that pore that has been clogged with either the bacteria, dead skin, or some sebum, but it's opened. So the natural pigments or the melanin within these oils would have oxidized with air and then giving you that pigment that you see as the black nature of it. So basically, when you look at this picture, you see that you have various bumps on the skin. Okay, when you look closely, you notice that there's no reddened area around it. You can only see this white tinge around the bumps in there. And for this is typically what we call whiteheads. So when you touch it, it's not painful, okay? And it's a mild form of acne, okay? It's not painful and it's closed. So comedones, where there's blockade in the pore system, this is what you would, and this is closed. So this is what you would see as the whiteheads that's patients will present with. There are other pictures. Maybe you can quickly look at the blackhead picture so that we can make some. Okay, so this is another whitehead on the forehead. So pimples or acne can occur in various parts of the body on the skin. So typically you would have it on the face, you'd have it on the forehead. You can also have it on the shoulder or even on the upper chest region.
So there's a blackhead.
Exactly. So this picture is showing the nose. And then you can see, if you look closely, you see that there are these dark areas. Okay, so the pores are also blocked and they've been oxidized. The pigments there have been oxidized, and that is what has given you this black nature or this black color of the clogged pores. So this is blackhead. So whitehead, blackhead are the mild forms or the mild types of acne. So in this form, how do we treat it? Treatment would be that. So mind you, all the forms of acne, all the different types of acne, all the stages, you should not be found at any point in time trying to pop it or trying to squeeze it, okay? Because that would rather cause inflammation around the pores, and then that can lead to some scarring or pigmentation, hyperpigmentation around the skin, which you do not want to have. So for the whitehead or the blackhead, you can do with the over-the-counter agent. So over-the-counter agent, I mentioned clay. So you can use your clay mask. Okay, it's mild. It should be able to dislodge and then help with removal of some of these blockages that we have just spoken about, either the whitehead or the blackhead. And then you can also use some of these cleansers that are mild. So it's either they contain salicylic acid or glycolic acid. So these would just help to make sure that the blocked pores are relieved of that, and then the dead skin over the skin is also removed so that you don't end up having more dead skin causing blockade of these pores. So you can use them. But mind you, anytime you are using any of these acids as topical agent, you should also protect the skin with moisturizers that do contain sunscreen. Okay, so those, as soon as you finish using anything that contains acid, you should protect, because the acids make the skin more sensitive to sunlight. So you need to be able to use these sunscreens so that your skin is protected. Oftentimes, these blackheads and then whiteheads, some people would want to treat them using these pore strippers. So pore strippers, where you put, it's like a sticker, where you put it over the skin or over the region that is affected, and then after some few period or after some few minutes, then you try to strip it off. Then you see either the whiteheads or taken out. Yes, it can be used, but then it has certain side effects. The side effects would be the long term, there may be some recurrence. And then also the fact that it can strip the skin of its natural oils. So once it strips the skin of its natural oils, it means that tendencies are that you end up forming more of these lesions on the skin, and then the whole cycle continues. Okay.
So would you attribute the recurrence of acne to hormones, lifestyle, or genes?
Okay, so there is a strong genetic predisposition. Oftentimes you notice that people who have acne, their children end up having acne as well. And then hormone has some role to play in acne development, in the sense that even when we often would say that children who are becoming adolescents, it means that their hormones are becoming more, they are now becoming sexually mature. So you have more androgens forming. So more androgens means that it will lead to the formation of more of the sebum, or the sebaceous gland will produce more oils, skin oils, and this can lead to blockage of these pores, and eventually may end up having that. So in hormones, you would notice, aside being an adolescent or in your puberty stage, people who are also, let's say, in their menses because of the hormonal surges may end up having some breakout, or even people who are pregnant. So depending on which stage, where physiologically you would have some androgens becoming more in the system, you'd have people having these breakouts or these pimples or acne forming on their skin. And there was a third one. Yeah.
Let's break some myths. Does eating chocolate or oil contribute to having acne?
Not directly.
Or groundnut?
Not directly, but there have been papers that have shown that some people, even taking in dairy products, they notice that anytime I take in a lot of dairy products, I tend to break out. Or when I take in a lot of groundnuts, I tend to, but there hasn't been concrete evidence to show that, yes, this is what really happens. But environmental, as I said, genetically, there is some association, but this genes or genetic predisposition is modified largely by these environmental factors, and diet is one of them.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And then, yeah.
So what was this on
Okay,
our
so
screen?
this one is, so when we look at this one would be a pustule. Okay, so a pustule is, so you can see that if you compare the first picture that we mentioned, that we showed, this picture seems to have a larger area. Okay, and that larger area, there is this reddened part of it. And aside the reddened aspect, you can see that there's some fluid-filled area within that space, or within that particular lesion, each of the skin lesions that you are looking at. So in this sense, it means that it's become moderate, a moderate form of acne, where it has moved from being just, what's the name, a blackhead or a whitehead, and has affected the walls of the pore. So it's involving the walls of the pore, where the bacteria which is responsible, or the bacteria that is responsible for forming this, would have caused inflammation around the walls of the pore. And that has also led to some formation of pus. So you see that there's this yellowish fluid within it. And this, in these cases, when you do touch it, it's quite painful.
Yeah.
So it's painful, and then it's erythematous, and it's tender as well. So this is a moderate form of it, the acne. So usually they come in two forms. So this pustule and then papules. Good.
Okay.
So this is the papule. So the papule, you notice that the picture on the left side is showing just erythema or reddened area. So the wall still has been affected and there's some inflammation. So oftentimes for this one, when you touch it, it's also painful or it's tender, and then it feels firm, okay, because of the involvement of the wall of the pore. But as opposed to the other picture just close by, you can see that it's fluid filled and it's yellowish. So that is the pustule. So these two forms may be regarded or graded as a moderate form of acne. So the moderate severity, where aside the over-the-counter medications that we have mentioned or over-the-counter agents that you can use, they can also benefit from what we call the benzoyl peroxides. So benzoyl peroxides, what they do is that you can use it for targeted or spot therapy for some of these acne lesions, where it would go in there and then it's an antimicrobial agent. So it will kill the bacteria responsible for the formation of this. And then further on, you can also use the acids that I mentioned, and then you can also use the mask, the clay mask, and others as well.
So at what point should you visit the dermatologist?
Okay, so in fact, acne treatment is individualized.
Okay.
So it's not one size fits all. So it's very important that at any point in time you see your dermatologist so that your patient-specific treatment is meted out to you based on the combinations that you have. Oftentimes, we would want to say that when it's moderate and then to severe. So the severe forms are the nodular forms and then the cystic forms, where you would see that, I think we have pictures of that as well, where you see that there is the whole area is reddened, there's a swelling that is deeper within the skin. Okay, so yes, so this is a picture of a nodule, okay, of a nodular or, no, this is not, this will be a cyst. Okay, so this is the cystic form. So you can see that there is a wide area of erythema, a wide area that is showing some reddened aspect of it, and there's a swelling within it. So in such cases, you would want to see your dermatologist as soon as possible, and don't do self-medication, where oftentimes some medications or even oral antibiotics may be prescribed. So these oral antibiotics will be prescribed if it means that at the site, some incision and drainage could be done. So incision and drainage is done in the right way so that you don't end up getting scars subsequently. And then there are certain medications too that could be given to help reduce the oils that is produced within the skin or within the skin throughout the body as well. So these are some of the forms or the severest forms that you would want to see your dermatologist, so that your dermatologist would diagnose appropriately and then give the needed or the appropriate treatment for this particular acne. So nodules, and then when you have the cyst forms as well. So those are the very severe forms where you can benefit from even oral antibiotics.
So this is another one for you. My name is Evans Bannerman. Doc, what part of the skin does a tattoo get done on? Is it harmful? Please clear up this for me once and for all, because I have a tattoo picked out to get done already. Need to know if there are any adverse effects.
Okay. All right. So your tattoo definitely, when it goes through the epidermis and then the subcutaneous tissue. So that is where you find your tattoos done. And once you do it, it's permanent pigmentation, unless it is the temporary ones. So you can't easily take them off. Yes. So they are there permanently. And unless whatever agent that were used were the temporary ones, and it doesn't penetrate all the way to the deeper parts of the skin. Yes. So you have to be sure that you really want
All
to do before
right.
you go for
So,
it. Yeah.
Evans, you have your answer. Be sure you truly want it before you go for it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so is it preventable? The
Acne.
yeah.
Yes, so there are various ways to help modify the environmental factors. So one would be that very important as ladies or even as gentlemen, we should make sure that we are performing face hygiene or we are cleaning our faces very well. So at least you should have your face washed properly twice in a day. So morning and then last thing before you go to bed. And anytime you work out and you sweat, make sure that you quickly wash your face so that the sweat doesn't stay on and then end up drying on the skin, and that can lead to introduction of certain bacteria, and then it can also block the pores. Eventually, you may end up with a breakout. And for your pillowcases, make sure that you are changing your pillowcase at least once within the week. Okay, you're changing your pillowcases, especially with those who already do have the acne. Make sure so that you don't end up lying on pillowcases that already are infected, and then eventually it will transfer onto the facial region or the skin, and then eventually you end up with another recurrence of the acne that you're already trying to treat. Also, you need to make sure that aside you cleaning your face, your washcloth, you should change it at least once every week. So you change your washcloth and make sure you're eating well. Smoking has also been associated with the development of acne and even worsening cases of acne. So you need to also cut down on smoking if you are smoking and you notice that your acne is not actually improving. Yes, you need to cut down on that as well.
What of alcohol?
And alcohol will reduce, not directly, but it will reduce your immunity, and maybe not directly, but indirectly. Eventually you may end up having not getting any improvement in the therapy that you are undergoing. So these are some of the ways to make sure you're cleaning, and when you are cleaning your face, you ensure that you are using certain agents. So some agents that do contain niacinamide have also been proven that it's very helpful because they're anti-inflammatory. So they're anti-inflammatory, they'll be able to reduce the inflammation around the skin, and then eventually you end up, and please do not squeeze your pimples or pop them, because that's one of the main ways of causing recurrence and causing scarring of the skin that already is prone to getting.
Popped a pimple and it became a boil.
Yes, you see. So that may have been what the cystic. It has pushed it further to the severest form, which is the cyst, or the nodular form that we were talking about. So be very, very careful when it comes to that, and make sure you're washing, you're cleaning. And ladies, when you wear your makeup, make sure you don't go to bed with your makeup. Make sure you clean off your makeup, yes, as much as possible. And then use moisturizers. It's interesting because the use of moisturizers may sound counterproductive, in the sense that it's the sebum, which is the oil that is moisturizing the skin, which would block and then cause the acne. But it's important, so you don't have to use harsh agents that will strip off the skin of all of its moisture. So you use very mild agents and then you moisturize. So when you moisturize and the skin is moistened, then the sebaceous gland will not produce more. It will produce very optimal levels of your oils, which will keep the skin healthy at all time.
This one says, Dr. My husband does not get pimples no matter what he does to his face. Meanwhile, I'm here buying all the creams and following a strict routine and still dealing with annoying pimples. What is his deal? And to be honest, I'm very jealous. This is from Vivian Mensah.
All right. So sometimes she needs to look at the ingredients of the agents that she's using. Certain times, maybe is it that you're not taking off your makeup properly, or you're using some agents that are too harsh for your skin. Remember, I mentioned that if you are stripping, I want to clean my face, so I'm cleaning. If you are stripping off all the good oils of your face, it's rather a risk factor. You get it? So you need to be able to balance and know your skin type as well. So if you know your skin type, if it's the oily type, the mixed type, or the dry one, you would be able to buy the products that would complement your skin type, so that you don't end up over stripping your skin off the moisture and eventually rather introducing bacteria or factors that would propagate pimples or acne forming on your skin.
Can it be cured like completely?
Completely. Not necessarily. Once you have acne, it can be brought to under control, but not necessarily with all of these that I have mentioned, and then also with the lifestyle modification. But you can't completely cure it. Yes. So you need to always make sure you indulge in the activities that will reduce the risk of recurrences or the risk of breakouts, but not necessarily having to cure it completely. Yeah, because it's, as I mentioned, it's a chronic inflammatory skin condition that usually happens.
Doc, thank you so much. It's been very insightful. And for the ladies, don't sleep with your makeup. We beg you, don't sleep with your makeup.
And don't pop.
And don't pop it.
Yes.
I know sometimes it's tempting to do that, but yeah, don't pop it. Doc says don't pop it, and don't sleep with your makeup. Change your pillowcase at least once a week. Yeah, so those are some tidbits for you. We are now moving over to from our correspondence segment, and this report is filed by Hafiz Tijani, our Middle Belt Bureau Chief here at Channel One TV, and he is reporting on how education authorities in Amansie South District of the Ashanti region are raising concerns over low literacy levels amongst school children in several communities. Let's check out this report, and when we come back, we'll delve into some conversations.
A shortage of teachers continue to affect literacy proficiency among pupils from primary to junior high school level in communities across the Amansie South District. Education authorities say many children struggle to read, understand basic texts, and express themselves clearly, with the situation affecting their overall academic performance. The Amansie South District Director of Education explains the extent of the challenge.
This may be due to low number of teachers in the district, both Amansie South and West. We are not having adequate number of teachers, and this is having a toll on academic performance in the two districts. There's worry when children go to write BC and they can't read, and they cannot further the education. These children will become dropout. It's worrying.
Opinion leaders in the affected communities say they are concerned that many school children are unable to read fluently or communicate effectively. They fear the problem could undermine the children's future and affect their performance in the basic education certificate examination.
Reading the form pass education for no can enya atrobi na enya asempa no moka dem ko anam park and die e form school no kofia wonya obi a o guide no na ne nyina mo no wo mo hunu obi a wo mo de ne ya ehweso as model oh unya susu obi unya susu bia bia na otimi ye bibi but wo mo nya bisa awofo no emwa nkura no akenkan wo fie.
Asanko Gold Ghana Limited, in partnership with the Ghana Education Service, has introduced a literacy improvement project to help address the challenge. The intervention includes the provision of GES-approved reading books, engaging literacy activities, and training to strengthen teachers' capacity to develop confident readers. The program also involves a partnership between Asanko Gold Ghana and the Otumfuo Osei Tutu II Foundation to deploy mobile and virtual libraries to participating schools.
If we can inculcate in the kids the habit of reading,
then that's going to help them take them far. And I know we can do adult literacy and all of that, but we want to start with our kids. And that is why we are intervening with this project. The kids are not going to learn by themselves. They need guidance. They need people to put that interest in them, that curiosity. And that goes to the teachers. So here we are going to build the capacity of our teachers to help the kids to read. Reading is just not reading, but we want to equip the teachers with the skills that they need to be able to teach the kids how to read.
The initiative is expected to give pupils regular access to a wider range of books and digital learning resources. Ghana Education Service officials say they will leverage the intervention to improve learning outcomes in the affected communities.
Activities through storytelling sessions, through spelling bees, through book review, and so on. So as we see it as appropriate, it's an appropriate program, and we adopt it. We are going to collaborate with Asanko to help education move from grace to grace.
Education authorities are also calling for more teachers to be posted to the districts to address the challenges affecting teaching and learning.
All right, so that's the sad reality of Mansie South District. And that's Hafiz Tijani, our Middle Belt Bureau Chief, bringing us that report. I was just imagining, we have a literacy challenge here at Channel 1 TV. So I was just imagining how a child who can't read would be able to even participate in this kind of competition. Do you get me? Obviously, you can't participate because you can't even read, you can't comprehend, you can't put your thoughts together. So how are you going to participate in this kind of competition? How will children like this also participate in other competitions around the world? So it's a worrying thing, and I don't know how they went from doing well to not doing well. There's something wrong.
There's definitely something wrong. I wish the teachers could explain to us where it starts from. I mean, your roots are very important. So right from nursery or kindergarten, all the lion has a tail. That root is very, very important.
Yeah.
But also from the house as well. I'm assuming that mostly parents probably in this community may also themselves not be literate, but they have the know that if my child goes to school and gets an education, they can be better than and advance from where I have reached.
Yeah.
And then they take them to school and they're not seeing progress. So then the question beholds, what's happening within that community that the kids are unable to speak, write, understand English? If the teachers have to speak Tree first or whatever language they're comfortable in,
And
then
translate
it to English so that they'll understand. And I don't see why it should be a huge problem. I'm sure when we establish contact with Hafiz, he can throw a bit more light on the situation happening in that particular school. Because I'm really interested to know whether it's just that enclave or
it's
other communities
widespread,
around within that space are also facing a similar challenge. That is if indeed he was able to speak to other people, other schools within that community.
And,
all right,
okay, we have
Hafiz
Hafiz
has
on.
joined us. Hi Hafiz, how are you doing? Say that again.
Yeah, I missed. You've been missed.
I have missed you too. I miss Ashanti region. How is Kumasi?
Kumasi is fine.
Kumasi is fine. That's
you know
good
that,
to know.
You know that our fufu joint.
Yeah, it's still there. Oh, Charlie, happy. You're making me salivate. You're making me salivate for some proper Ashanti fufu. I'll come home soon. I'll come home soon. Don't worry about that. Hafiz, paint a picture for us. I'm sure when you went into the community, did you try to have a conversation with some of these kids to verify for yourself if indeed they are unable to understand, comprehend, or even write or speak English?
Well, so this has been a long-standing challenge. It's been a very long time the authorities are grappling with this. This is even the director who has put into it has come to meet that challenge, and he is trying to at least contact some of these organizations for the intervention. So, the Amansie, the three Amansies. So we have the Amansie Central, which has the capital to be Jakobu, and then we have the Amansie West, which has the capital to be Manson Konta, then Amansie South, which has its capital to be Mansoy de Bia. That's Mansoy de Bia. That's the capital. So these are mining and farming communities, and now the mining has taken over. So that is even posing a challenge to education in the area. And one major challenge within these three districts is the road network. So the road network is impeding education because teachers do not want to be posted to that area because of the nature of the road, the dusty nature of the road when it's not the rainy season, and also the muddy nature of the road when it's the rainy season, when it rains. That's one challenge. And now, because of the illegal mining, the people who own houses, so the landlords and the landladies, they are charging exorbitant prices in terms of the houses. So teachers who are posted to these areas are struggling to also find the accommodation, and it's not even making it attractive for them to go there. So it's just a complex situation there. So one, we are looking at the area being rural. Two, we are looking at the problem of the road, which is a major hinder in terms of the people or the teachers who are rejecting postings to these communities. And then you are also looking at the accommodation situation, because a teacher who, let's say, is posted from a different region to the Ashanti region and posted to these communities within the district is going to find it difficult because they don't have any relatives to rely on in terms of the accommodation. So this is just a complex challenge. And when you go there, you speak to the children, even those in junior high schools. We have tried doing stories there. They'll tell you, to which they want to speak the local language in your interview. When you try getting them to speak the English in your interview, and when you go to these communities, the teachers themselves, they interact with the children using the local language because of that challenge. And when they go home, they are not able to also interact with anyone in the English language, and they don't have that guidance by parents, of course, who have not been able or who do not have some strong education background. Most of the parents are either farmers or miners, so they don't get that support. Even if they are getting support from the school in the efforts by the teachers, they're not going to get that support from the parents. So it makes it so difficult for also the teachers who are trying to also solve the situation.
Hafiz, you talk about illegal mining activities in some of these communities. Are you able to tell us whether these children have developed the interest for engaging in mining activities rather than staying in school to study?
So for now, if you look at the basic level, that has reduced.
Okay.
Initially, it used to be the case when the mining was like when we had the talk about the mining so intensified. But now, within the basic level, it's okay. So the children are able to go from maybe primary to junior high school. But when they complete junior high school, that is where the challenge starts. Even now, the authorities are grappling with that challenge because if they don't have any support or any push from the parents, and like I mentioned, most of them do not have that strong educational background, so they will not even understand the essence of maybe paying monies for their work to continue. And the major senior high school, or maybe one of the highest senior high school there, is the Manson Quanta Senior High School. That is a major. Apart from that, they will have to move from that community or these communities to Kumasi or maybe Obuasi or maybe other communities like Bekwai to attend school. And most of the parents, because some of them cannot afford, when the children complete junior high school, then they are not able to continue. So it's either they get a motorbike to engage in this Okada business, because that is also booming there because of the nature of the road. That has been the commonest form of transport and the most preferred form of transport. So they either engage in the Okada activities or maybe they go into mining. So you get junior high school leavers who are not able to continue to the senior high school. And even with the senior high school, when they're able to complete senior high school, then they don't have the money to continue or the financial support to continue to the university or the tertiary level. Then they are also stuck there.
Hafiz, I don't know if you spoke to some of the teachers while you were there. So what has been the mode of instruction in the classroom? Do they start with Chi, then translate to English? How have they been coping?
Well, I have witnessed a teacher during instructional hours, and they use the languages interchangeably, but I would say 95% is a local language. When the teacher tries explaining the concept or whatever method they are using to teach in English, and the children are not able to comprehend, then they switch to the local language to try and explain to them. And when they are outside and they are interacting among themselves, talking about the students, they are not able to even express themselves so fluently like they would do in the local language.
Wow, that's quite interesting. So then, how have they been writing, BEC exams?
Well, so that's a challenge for the education authorities. That's what they are trying to correct, because that has an impact on the BEC, because with the BEC, they will have to read and understand before they are able to answer the questions. And
exactly.
Most of them do not do well when it comes to that aspect.
So this particular, the literacy challenge that we're talking about, does it pertain only in the Amansie South District, or the other districts that you mentioned are also having or facing a similar issue?
Yes, so it cuts across. Like I mentioned, the Amansie Central, Jacobu, the Amansie South, Mansoy Divia, and then the Amansie West, Manson Quanta. So these are all the three communities facing the challenge.
We were billed to speak to the education director, but unfortunately, we're still trying to establish contact. When you had the interview with him, what did he say were the immediate steps they were trying to take to address this challenge?
Well, so for him, two issues that will help maybe address this. He's talking about the teacher accommodation. So if there's accommodation for teachers and they are posted to the area, then they are able to stay and then maybe also contribute to the development of these school children. And the other one is they will need more teachers. So he says for Amansie West and then Amansie South combined, they have a teacher deficit of about 500. So that is also posing a challenge. So he's also appealing to, he said they've written letters to the Regional Education Directorate, which he said it has been forwarded to the national, and the attention of the minister has been drawn to that, and they have promised to bring them or post some of the teachers to these communities. But he says that even if they post teachers and they are willing to come, then the accommodation challenge is still standing out. It means that there will have to be another challenge for the teachers who are coming there. It's not as if the place is a rural community, so you have the rent at a very less or less expensive. It's been less expensive because of the mining. That is also fueling the increase in the prices of rent and all that. So it's the challenge. So he says that if more teachers are going to be posted, then the government has to make another intervention by providing them with accommodation, so that when they come, they are not faced with that challenge of accommodation. Then they will not be accepting the postings to these communities.
Hafiz, so currently, what's the teacher to student ratio in Amansie South District?
Well, according to the director, sometimes you find one teacher handling about 3 classes. So especially for the primary, so one teacher is able to handle, let's say, the primary 4, 5, and 6, because sometimes there are no teachers in this community, in these schools. The teachers have to overwork, and that is also having a challenge.
And roughly, what's the number of students or pupils in these classes?
Well, so in a class, you are finding about more than, let's say, 30 students in a class. You know, with this community, because the parents also do not have that luxury, or maybe that financial muscle to take their kids to the private schools, and there are even fewer private schools within these communities or within these districts. So they rely mostly on the public schools to take their kids. So you are having the population at the public schools dominating than compared to the fewer private schools that exist within these districts.
All right, thank you very much. Hafiz Tijani is a Middle Belt Bureau Chief in the Ashanti region, bringing us that in-depth report about the literacy challenge in Amansie South District. So, Eno, the issues are a lot. There are enormous. Teachers refusing to go there to teach because of accommodation issues. Now there's illegal mining activities in the community, and so they have also decided to increase the rent for these communities. Inadequate teachers, of course, that's a ripple effect. I don't know, but if something is not done, I don't know how the next BEC is going to look like for these children. I don't know how it's going to look like for these children. And Hafiz mentions that even 95% of the language for teaching. So the teachers have to speak Twi or any other language that they're comfortable with before they translate to the English language. That's not good. That's not good.
Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate.
Anyway, if Haruna Iddrisu, our education minister, is watching, if he's not watching, whoever is watching, please bring this to their attention so that some intervention is brought as soon as possible. That's from our correspondent segment. We now, Eno had a conversation on food safety with our nutritionist or dietitian, that's Ena Deswa Nomanyo. Let's check it out.
You're welcome back. This is Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV with me, Eno Safo. We're continuing our conversation with this nutrition segment. We're talking about food safety practices in Ghana that makes our food unsafe for consumption. If you remember, last week we had a full basket of various vegetables and fruits, and we were being taught how to wash them, how to prep them for consumption so that it will be hygienic and safe to eat. So we're continuing that conversation. And as usual, we have Efua Desua Insia Nomanyo. She's a registered dietitian, and she's with Desua Diet Consult and Medical Catering. And she joins us on set. Anna, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm very well, thank you. How's your day been? How's your week?
Great, by God's grace.
Great. So today you didn't bring us a basket of
today, wahala.
You didn't bring us a basket, but that's fine. So if you can quickly run us through last week, the various vegetables you touched on, and then we'll segue into this week.
Okay.
Hey, Jude Brough will segue.
So last week we emphasized on contombre.
Yes.
The way we go to the market and ask the market woman to cut for us. We said it's not good because we have to pay attention for contombre to be nutritious for us. It must be safe. It must not be contaminated, and most of the contaminants are stuff we picked, whether whilst harvesting or even how they handled from the market. Sometimes even insects are there between the folds. But so if you go to the market and you ask the market woman to just cut the stock and then slice or chop for you, you are taking home very unwholesome contombre. Okay. We also talked about okra, the way the market woman will just cut and bag for sale. Sometimes they will pretend to be washing. They have some dirty water. They put all the okra inside and cut. We also talked about carrots. We said buying the unclean one and washing at home is the best. So in a nutshell, what we were trying to say is it's good to buy your contombre uncut, your okra uncut, all the vegetables. You have to wash them before cutting. So if you wash them in the market before, if you cut them before bringing them home to wash, you are losing some of the nutrients because they will leach out, and the cutting exposes the cells of the vegetables to the contaminants. So whatever you are eating, whatever you put on the plate for your children or your family, yourself, whatever you are eating is unhealthy. And you know, because health is nutrition, or nutrition is the foundation of health. In order to have a healthy life, you have to give yourself the best of food. So last week that was all. We also touched a little on turkey berry.
Yes.
We couldn't finish.
Yes, we couldn't finish. So are we starting from there?
We are continuing.
All right, then let's go ahead. Turkey berries.
Turkey berries. So.
Or quincy soa, right?
Yes. Quincy soa, abedro, cantose, depending on where you're coming from. These days, you go to the market and they have removed the stock from it, okay, and bagged it nicely. Okay, it's nice, but we will prefer that you buy them whole.
Okay.
Sometimes even if you want to pound your palm nuts,
right,
and add the corn susa to it, it is best to have the stock on it. They are also herbs.
Whilst you boil it and pound it?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, boil them together.
Really?
That is for taste.
Hey.
But for nutrition purposes, the turkey berries have to be blended and added at the end of getting to the end of the soup, so that you preserve it. Yes. Okay. Our grandmothers taught us to pound
it together with the abe.
Yes.
Oh.
By the time the abe is ready, you might have lost most of the nutrients. Don't forget it is green, and greens are not supposed to be on fire for
too long.
Yes. True. So you will get the taste. Corn susa is very tasty. So if you want to have a tasty soup, you want to add it to your palm nuts for taste. But for nutrition, it has to be at the end. Okay. Well, when we are adding your blended onions and tomatoes, that's when you add. You know, you blend. You start the soup with some tomatoes and ginger, but you end with some.
The same.
Yes. So when you are adding that, that's when you add your turkey berries. Okay. Yes.
We learned something new.
And it's very good. So when you have to prep, or when you're buying that, kindly buy them whole.
Okay.
Come wash and use. But if you are going to store, then you probably don't have to wash. In fact, when you wash and even wipe, it doesn't stay for long. So for me, most of the time, for convenience, you pick a day or two to do all your preppings. So you would want to wash parboil and keep in the deep freezer. So that the day you want, you just pick and it's ready. Okay. If you want to keep in the fridge, then you would not have to wash, but you have to wipe them, so that whatever dirt you took from the market, you would have gotten rid of before storing. Okay. So that is considered adame.
And hold on, do you store the wiped one? Do you store it just in the fridge or in the freezer?
Ziploc in the fridge. Yes. Okay. But if it has to go to the deep freezer, then you have to parboil
it. Okay.
If you put it fresh in the deep freezer, you lose the color.
Okay.
It becomes dark.
Okay.
Okay. But with a little parboil, I like consusa so much because it is so nutritious. And for me, every home, whether male or female, you really need it, especially when you have a child or a pregnant woman or an elderly person. Consusa is very good. Okay. So you don't have to mess that in your deep freezer or fridge in the safe way. Adame. Those of us who love adame, if you don't add it to your okro, you eat it with your tuozafi. Adame is very nutritious as well, but it needs attention. So that I haven't seen. It was last week that I saw a market woman trying to sell the prepped one for me. And
how do they prep it?
So they take the leaves. So it is all the leaves, but you don't see the stalk. But the always tell me the stalk is very nutritious. I know it is nutritious, but very tasty. You know, it has some juice. My husband is an Ewe. So anytime I miss the stalk, he tell me, you have thrown away the tasty part. So but prepping it needs care because it takes a lot of physical contaminants. Sometimes if you don't see strange leaves that are weeds, you find other bacteria in it. Sometimes there was a time I even saw somebody's fingernails. I don't know what, artificial. I think he I was like, what was it? Whether it was a stick-on that removed or something. But you have lots of foreign items in there that you have to take your time and pick. Some are even worms. And you know, because they are nutritious, they harbor lots of worms. So the market woman will tell you, this one, especially the one from Togo, this one needs no work. Just go wash it and use. But you have to take your time and open and remove one by one before, no matter the quantity. Yes. You see, health is work.
So you can't just dump it in salty water, take it out, put it in some clean water.
You will not miss. You pick
single leaf.
You pick some weeds. You pick some weeds, and those weeds are not nutrients. They might introduce other stuff into your body. So honestly, if you love adame, then take one day or take a day whilst prepping your stuff. For working mothers, you should always have a kitchen day that you do your preppings. So your food in the week will become easier. Okay. So you take your time, remove them before you soak them for 1-2 minutes in the salt water. I wouldn't say brine because brine is concentrated salt.
Okay.
But this one, just a tablespoon in a liter, depending on the quantity of water. I wouldn't also say running tap. This morning, whilst I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, we always say running tap. What about those who don't have access to running tap?
Right.
Just get your bowl of water. Make sure in your kitchen you have 3. Okay, so the one, and teach your children, okay, so that they always have the 3 bowls for healthy cooking practices. So the ademe has to be soaked, and don't soak it for too long. The water soluble nutrients will be lost.
All right.
Okay, so if you want to say you are soaking it for an hour or more, you are not getting a nutritious ademe.
Okay.
Then hibiscus leaves, sobolo.
Sobolo.
Sobolo has a lot of work.
Really? I mean, they're so small. And then people are killing us. So that one, they have seen it before. They just dump it in the water and then onto the next, and then they start boiling it.
Sobolo has a lot of work, but love yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself.
To all of those who sell sobolo, are you hearing? Oh, wow.
Give the leaves the attention.
Every single leaf.
Yes, that's one. There is a tray we use.
Okay.
Whilst you shake, you see the foreign items on it. You see the different leaves on it, and then you can pick them easily.
Is it like when you're sorting through beans?
Yes, yes. There are bigger ones. So if you don't have the time, then buy the bigger ones. These are the bigger ones. Okay. They are easy to pick. But the smaller ones, gosh.
I can only imagine. Okay.
I stood on one. I think I bought Olunka. I used 2 hours. I said, good, 2 quality hours. But
you could have been doing something else.
But you have to do it because if you're able to get rid of that, you just pick and you know it is safe.
Right.
Sobolo is very nutritious, but if you don't take care, what you are thinking is nutrient is not the nutrients you are having. It's not as wholesome as you are expecting it to be. And you know, foodborne illnesses are very, you can't even name them all, from diarrhea to cancer, quite a lot of them. And most of them can be prevented if you give attention to hygiene, if you give attention to even personal hygiene, food hygiene, kitchen hygiene. Sometimes your herb falls on the floor or on your working surface, and you are not able to take because of the quality of the surface. Okay. On the floor, yes, but for your working surface, if you are treating it well, and that is part of food safety. When you are treating your chopping board well, every day you wash. Whilst you are done, you wash it with warm water. Our surfaces are supposed to be clean with warm water after work. Okay. When you are home, do it. Just your last water, the one we pour into the sink. And to the sink, that's where we wash the vegetables. So washing the vegetables in such an area means that that area must be safe from contaminants. So pouring hot water into the sink and once in a while baking soda there to make the place safe is very, very key.
Sometimes people use the same sponge that they use to wash their plates to wash the sink. Is that okay?
No. Okay. So for me, you should have a sponge for surfaces.
Okay.
You should have sponge for your plates. Even the plates is different from utensils.
Yeah.
Okay. The pots. Okay. If you don't treat your plate well, when you put the food on it, heat will expose the scent on the plate. So you treat your plates well so that, and plates occasionally we soak them in warm water. Okay. So that sponge is different. Sponge for cups are different. Sponge for the pot are different, and sponge for the surface is your stove are also different. Yes, yes,
Wow.
for a very safe and hygienic kitchen.
Okay.
So back to the ingredients, we have taken care of the hibiscus and then ademe. Now ginger. Okay, ginger. Most people.
But now I see that the ones have already been cleaned. So you
Yeah.
just buy it and then you're good to go.
But I will not go for those ones.
I know you won't, Anna.
Because how they wash them, one, how they wash them, and two, they soak them in water for so long that all the nutrients, most of the nutrients will leach out. So that dirty water is so nutritious apart from the So I want to rather buy it dirty and then come and wash and bag, put them in deep freezer. Sometimes you prepare your spices together. So when you pick it, you know you have frozen chicken spices, frozen fish, frozen tea. Okay, ginger tea is very, very, very good for the body. Okay, it's very rich in antioxidants. So it's very rich for, especially those of us nearing menopausal age. It is very good for you. Okay, good for us also. The ginger has to be prepped well so that all the properties that make ginger that nutritious are intact. Okay. So you wash before we cut. If you forget anything, know that the golden rule is that for any root or vegetable, any food item, you wash before you cut. It is not all of them that you can wash before you store. Okay, like contombre, we agreed that if you're going to parboil and keep in the deep freezer, then you can wash, cut, and parboil. Or those of us who like abom, just wash them, parboil, and then you don't have to cut before parboiling, because when you cut and you are doing the abom, it's not so nice. And if you want to use it for also the ebunebunu, so you know how you want it, and so you know how you want to keep and store. That you can wash. Okay. And after washing, then you parboil and store. But if you are going to keep it in the fridge, even fresh tomatoes, when you want to wash before you keep in the fridge, then you have to really wipe it dry. Otherwise, it will not keep for days.
Yeah, it'll go bad.
Yes, it will go bad. So that is the golden rule for vegetables. Then we go to fruits. We said we don't want to use any chemical. You don't need soap to wash anything, any food item, please, whether scented or not. You go online and some are educating on using unscented soap too. Please, it is chemical. No chemical must go into your body. Okay. No matter how meticulous you want to be, no matter how good you want to wash your vegetables or your fruits, let us just wipe them or wash them. Okay. Eggs. Oh God. I bought an egg and I was wiping to store, and I realized the egg was cracked.
Wow.
And had been repaired with a glue.
Wow.
And you can imagine, egg is so nutritious. Every nutritious food item can be highly dangerous when the integrity is compromised. So whoever wanted to make money decided to put it together and then use glue.
Wow.
So when you see that, you don't have to eat it. So examine your eggs before you buy. When you bring them home, if you are going to cook, then you can wash.
Okay.
Okay.
If you're going to cook it then.
Okay. Okay. But if you want to store in the fridge or on your counter, then you have to wipe it very well.
Are you wiping with water, or you're just using a dry cloth?
You are using a dry cloth.
Okay.
Because the water will remove the protection around the egg.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So you are not supposed to wash it and keep on the counter. If you wash it and keep it in your fridge for days, it will keep for few days, not the weeks you are expecting. It will go bad.
And how long should we keep eggs on either the shelf or in the fridge?
Okay. Normally, they say 21 days, but there's a common test. Some of them are so good. If the environment is so good, you can keep for more than the 21 days. Okay. So if you put them in the water and they float, that should tell you that it's not good.
Oh, it's not good. If it floats, they should
yes.
sink. If it sinks, it's good.
Yes.
But if it floats,
it's not good.
It's not good.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's how to test for your eggs.
Okay.
Good. But you are storing, and don't buy the very, very dirty ones because you cannot wipe them clean.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless you want to use, I have a poultry farm, and when they bring stuff from the farm, I'm like, can't you clean and clean? Make sure that this is because the feces are all not good. Sometimes you go to the market and it's all, I mean, they will tell you to go and clean and wash.
Yeah.
But it's so much work. Okay. So those are for eggs. And if we want to really pay attention to food safety, then the way we are also heating our food is very important. So the food safety rule start from cleaning and cooking, storing, chilling, and I will go to reheating. Okay, so we are talking about cleaning, and adding some of cooking. Storage, we always say you have to separate, even when you are transporting home. When you buy your stuff from the market, and those of us who shop for everything, our soap and food should be in a different bag, and your soap and other detergent, even roll-on and others, should be different. When you come home, same way, your fresh items, your vegetable stuff, and the bloody ones, your meat, your fish, should not come
together.
Okay. Right. When you are prepping, the board you are using to cut your chicken, that is not the board you are wiping to cut your onion or your carrot, though you are going to cook it. They'll tell you are going to cook it, please.
Yeah.
The temperature you will use to cook the meat is not the same temperature you're going to use for the vegetables. So whatever is on the meat can be taken care of, but the vegetable will. And some of them, when you don't cook them, they rather become, say, ostro. And that will give you an issue. Right. So let's follow those rules. You see, have a chopping board for your meat, your fish,
for your
and stuff for your vegetables. We will even go further to say have some for fruits. Okay. But in a home, fruits and vegetables, you can manage one. Okay. But don't use the meat board for the vegetables
board. Or the fruits.
That is the prepping. And when you are also storing, most of the time, if you are in a home that your vegetables and your meat and your eggs are all in the same fridge, then you have to ensure that your cooked food are always on the shelf up. Your vegetables, we have vegetables in a tray down, but that tray has to be covered. So that so if you have your vegetables down, then please, your meats, find a place and put it in the deep freezer.
Right.
If you want it to thaw, don't bring and put it in the fridge. It will thaw on your vegetables. The
Unless
liquid,
it's on a tray or on a plate.
Yes, the plate. Sometimes for you not to be so careful, please take it out. Because you cannot be too careful. Some of these things, sometimes you don't know where they are coming from.
Right.
So we say separate cooked from uncooked. Even the uncooked, you have to separate the vegetables from the meat and the fish so that you don't have any cross-contamination. And if you want to portion for your family, of course, we have cooked, we have prepped, we have cooked, we are storing. We want to store in such a way that when you take one, you are finishing.
You are finishing it.
Yes. So if you are a family of 7, 8, 1, 2, know the portion. Okay. Take time. If it is vegetable stew, and you know that Amma take 2 tablespoons and she's okay. If what takes this and it's okay, just quantify so that we don't reheat
several times.
Okay. The ideal is that when you pick and you heat, it doesn't go back to fridge.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So when you pick and you heat, you have finished it. If you don't finish, you have to discard.
All right. We have learned a lot.
Don't tell me my time is up.
Your time is up, unfortunately. We're having so much, information on how to keep our food safe and all of that. And we're truly grateful, Anna. You always teach us something new, from vegetables to eggs to how many times we reheat our food. My cousin should come in, listen to this. She eat food, put it back in the fridge, then go back and go and bring that food.
No, it's not the best.
It is. And I thank you so much. I'm sure we'll continue this since there's so much more to talk about.
There's so much more to talk.
Especially about the reheating and the cooking temperatures and all of that.
Sure.
Okay. So definitely our viewers will be seated next week so that you can hear more about how to keep your food safe for consumption. Well, that has been our nutrition segment. We'll be right back after this. Don't go away.
Welcome back. You're still watching Sunday Breakfast on Channel 1 TV with me, Dede Davis, and my super co-host, Eno Safo. And that was a very insightful conversation she had with our dietitian, Enna Deswa Nomanyo. But now we're about to delve into the world of sports, and it's all about the Commonwealth Games 2026. We have Bernard Abeku-Ochre from the Channel 1 sports desk bringing us updates as to how Ghana has done so far, what went wrong, what could have been done better, and all of that. Hello, Bernard.
Yeah, hi. Hi, ladies. How are we doing?
Is it me or has the accent changed slightly?
No, yo.
How's the UK?
Just cold, but brilliant. Nice people. I think they embrace the whole culture of the games, and it was electric at the games. Even you see stewards trying to bring the energy in, and they see you and then they scream, "Oh, look at Team Ghana! Whoa!" Something like that. And the Team Ghana athletes, or whether you're an official or a fan, they respond in that direction, and they are, before you even get into the arena. So it's been excellent here. I think the Glasgow Central, Glasgow in general, Scotland, UK, all in all, have made this a beautiful one indeed, I must say.
Great. Abeku, let's start with yesterday's men's 4x100 meter race. We were on the podium, or were set to climb the podium, and then we heard differently. Tell us about that.
Okay, so we had gone into the race and done our best. Let me put it in that sense, and we needed to wait for pay your time and how your placement goes, right? So we were supposed to, Canada became second, and they were disqualified initially, which means that it gives you who is the next nation, the opportunity to climb up if one team is disqualified in that order. So they were disqualified, and we thought we had broken a jinx that stood for over 50 years. I mean, the last time for our athletes to get onto this stage, athletics in particular, starting from the 1960s, 62s to 1966, the last time was 1974, and 2026 was going to serve as well. But unfortunately, Canada appealed, and the decision of the appeal went in their favor and they were reinstated. So it brought us back to fourth. But before, when they were taken off, it took us to third. So then it gave us the excitement that there was something to celebrate about, celebrate for, or something to celebrate. And we, after the appeal, things didn't go as planned. And so Canada was reinstated. The whole decision behind all of that was using common terms, somebody gets into somebody's lane and obstructing somebody's run. So that bit of that bit of the race is what disqualifies you. If you are not in your lane, it's changes. So you move, and then you get to one, you hand over the baton, and then it goes to the other in the 4x100 meter race. So it didn't go on as we expected. The appeal stood. Canada rather said someone went into their lane and obstructed, and then they went through the whole process, rechecked, and then reinstated them. So what should I say? Fortunately or unfortunately, we had to go back to our 2 medals, because already we had won. We had won bronze in boxing, and then silver in shot put, and it meant that we were going to have three
medals.
Trophies, three medals, I should say, at the end of the competition. But it's just unfortunate that our men, were, I would say, didn't get that opportunity per the disqualification rules to climb up. So we are fourth in the race, and I mean, that's it. But it's not been a bad outing, because for some of the athletes, it's been a huge exposure for them, because I spoke with some of the athletes and they made good times. But look, what we are here for is not the personal best. And I was in a discussion where the administrator for the sports fund and the National Sports Authority boss was around. And in that conversation, I was just trying to echo that personal best is not enough. When we prepare and come to events like of this nature, we need to go in and go all out and have a podium finish. And that's the most important, because then what's the essence? Who's going to remember you for doing your personal best? It is the podium finish, actually, that sums up. But when you go through the medal table, we don't have anything like personal best. It's your podium finish. So I was just trying to let them know that anytime we are coming into a competition of the sort, I think our target should be the podium finish. But before we even go into that discussion, there's a bit of also getting to understand that we need to start from somewhere. We need to start from somewhere, because if we decide not to start from somewhere, it's going to go a long way to go against us. Then our target will be looking at personal best. I mean, congrats to Zainabu Issa, who went to the shot put, and I think T57 or there, and she made us super proud, on this 10-day event. But I mean, a lot of investment should go into this. For example, Butchwin Kegbe was telling us about he buying equipment with his own money for over 20 years, as he's participated for or represented the country at various games, which I feel does not sit well. So he's just asking for $9,000, for example, to be invested in him. And if he wins any event, just $1,000 being given him. Like, you invest 9,000 and give me 1,000 if I win anything, or if I give you a podium finish, for example. So I think there's a lot we need to do. We need to start from somewhere. We need to dig deep and try and develop our game. Look, the African Games gave us that opportunity to have a lot of athletes show greater exploits. We had facilities, but the maintenance culture, what we do to get these athletes, to be podium finishers is most important, because that should be the target, and we are not there. And I feel the athletes have done well because we don't have solid infrastructure, but they're able to come into this event, and and make us super proud. And I feel that's the way to go. I spoke with a 19-year-old guy who Hayford that died, who is 17 years old. He's not even 19, 17 years, and was on the track with the other athletes, and he even had a problem with how to, for example, use certain basic equipment that would enhance his race. And all of these, we should work it out. We should learn how to use them.
Abeku, how much did we spend on the World Cup again? Because I mean, it seems we're more interested in our Black Stars or in our football at the detriment of the other sports. So maybe you, as sports journalists, that's one of the calls that we should be making, going forward.
I always say that. I always say that. I always say that. I always say that. For example, if we are picking our Black Stars as our national identity, the Black Star should be able to feed the other sporting discipline, right?
Yeah.
And get us out there. But I mean, it starts from government again. Again, I say, because we should be deliberate about it. We should know. If the Black Stars go for a tournament and a set amount, ABC is invested in the stars. When we receive that amount, what do we use it for? For example, I mean, the breakdown doesn't always come clear what we use our Black Stars money for. So, look, it might look somewhat of like a long journey to embark on, but I feel we should be deliberate about it.
All right, Bernard, how would you rate our overall performance? I mean, 2022, we won 5 medals. Now we have 2 medals this year. You keep saying that you're proud of them, they've done well, but overall, how would you rate Ghana's performance at the Commonwealth Games?
Look, the GOC released a statement to applaud the athletes. I am sure they knew or they saw what they should do, because the athletes themselves on the track and on the field did their best. Okay, they pushed themselves to the limits, recorded personal best and what have you. For example, I mentioned Hayford Adai, and all of that. I think they know, and for me, if I should rate, from a journalistic point of view, which I know we should invest a lot into these kind of games, I'll put it at look, we're not close to 50%. It's sad. It's sad to say this.
Because there's been a decline.
Yeah. 2 silver, bronze. It's not enough, but it all comes down to our preparation. I can't put it like a 50% even, because we're not even able to strike half of the number we achieved the last time, right? So it's sad. It's honestly sad and difficult to rate our individually. For the athletes, I'll give them 50%. They push themselves to the limit, but collectively as Team Ghana, I think we were unable to even achieve like 50% of. I mean, being close to 35% of.
Most of these athletes are financing themselves, funding their training. How, when you spoke to the GOC, did you put that to them? How do they intend to rectify that going forward, for lack of a better word?
So, for example, when you get to talk to the administrator for Ghana Sports Fund, Doc is of the opinion that he feels our sports should take a different turn.
Right.
Yeah. We should have our investments spread across. For example, we should sit down and analyze the number of sporting disciplines that is under the National Sports Authority. And I was happy that the National Sports Authority was also seated in that conversation, where he talks of the number of, we knowing the number of sporting disciplines, for example, and we knowing how much in a year goes to what sporting discipline. It's important as a budget. That's okay. If we take judo, and we won medals in judo before, how well do we invest in judo to get back to the podium? If we have say track and field, so track, the races for the guys and the women, and we go into that for boxing, and we know that it gives us this number of medals. And out of the 63 medals we've had in the past for all the Commonwealth Games that we've been through, look, majority of that has come from boxing. So if boxing is the lead when it comes to the other discipline, then a lot of investment must go into boxing, having standard boxing gyms, having coaching education. It is what I kept rehashing. Coaching education. I was like, look, Coach Ofoswasar has done marvelously, fantastic, if you want to put it. The two is able to come together. But my point is, we need to invest in other coaches, give them exposure, go for coaching education out of the country, get to meet these international, coaches, get into observing, learning the new laws of the game and all of those details, and getting our athletes to be top notch, because coaching education is important. It comes back and it feeds into the athletes directly. Then we can think about infrastructure and getting equipment for Team Ghana. So this Team Ghana boxing, getting a brand that we can associate with, like a partnership, like we have the THB, and the THB, came together, partnered the GOC, and made sure that they got the Ghanaian athletes what they need in terms of apparel to come here and represent the country very well. So it's a long way, but we can do it. We can break it down and start from somewhere. Maybe coaching education, target the next Olympic Games, and in that order, and go into coaching education, and then go into athlete development, and then target podium finish and improve our infrastructure, because Ghana is blessed with talent. Ghana is blessed with talent, I tell you. You look at Hayford and what he's able to do, and he ran his personal best here. He's always been in the 11s. Yeah, he ran under 11, and that's crazy. Look, we can do it only if we put our minds to it.
All right,
we definitely
can do it only if we put our minds to it. Thank you very much, Bernard Abeku-Ochiri, for that update. Sadly, we had 2 medals, and we hope that more investment goes into that area of sports so that we can do better in the next Commonwealth Games. This has been our show for you for today on Sunday Breakfast with me, Dede Davis.
Before I mention my name, though, shout out to Eko Kumsin. We miss you so much. You're doing the watching all the way from Kenya. I'm Inu Safo. Many thanks for joining us. We'll see you next weekend.
Welcome to Adoration with me, Edinam Bright Davis. Your moment of divine encounter right here on Channel 1 TV. It's a time to join us to lift up your hearts and hands in adoration to the King of Kings. blessing him for his goodness, his mercy towards us. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'll tell you who our very special guest is for today. Welcome back from the break. This is Adoration with me, Edinam Bright Davis, right here on Channel 1 TV. Today's episode is a spirit-filled one with one man of God I'm so excited to introduce to you. This is Reverend Pajo Markwei. Reverend PJ.
Reverend PJ Markwei.
You're most welcome to Adoration.
Thank you very much.
I mean, between you and I, we know we've been trying to do this for a while. And I'm just excited to introduce you to our audience all over the world. And we can't wait to have you minister to us. He's here with the team. They're ready. And just stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. You're going to be blessed. Let's enter.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Minimike ache oyi. Otai ayehoale.